What's up, y'all? This is Brent Brown, and I'm going to start blogging a little bit more now. I used to do it just once in a while, and I still might just do it once in a while because sometimes I just don't feel like it. But, anyways, I posted a tweet asking, like, what should I blog about? Because I wanted to do it. I knew I wanted to do it, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do it about because obviously it's got to be something you're interested in order for you to spend your time watching it. Unless if it's like cat videos on the internet or something like that. I guess that throws out that theory. But anyways, okay. So Lauren Page H saying she would like to know what my favorite part about the cruise ship is. And I know y'all I think of like, oh my god, he just said somebody's username, so I'm gonna go check him out on Twitter now and answer when he posts questions and stuff. But if that's what you want to do, my account is right here. And you know what? I would appreciate it because I got two suggestions so far, and one of them I'm going to do on another blog. Not going to tell you what it is yet or who it is, but don't feel bad if I don't pick you for a blog question, please, because I appreciate you all very much. And anyways, I got to be honest, my favorite part about the cruise ship was getting out of my comfort zone and just getting into the real world. And I mean, it was the scariest thing I've ever dealt with in my life, really, because I remember, being so excited to go on the ship, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I started playing 4 years ago, and I'm so jacked that like somebody's gonna pay me a whole bunch of money to go out and do this for like 6 months. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a vacation. Oh, it's gonna be no problem. And they told me I'd have to work 4.5 hours a day, and I didn't really take that into account like how much that really was, because for me it was like every other day I'd play 2 hours, and some days I would have two shows and like do like 4 hours, but every single day 4.5 hours. I'd get a day off once every like 7, sometimes 8 days, and it just ugh brutalized me. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about the negative, what I liked about the ship. Anyways, so I remember sitting there in the hotel the first night. They flew me into New Orleans, and I had to stay at a hotel that they paid for, which was nice. The first night, I'm like, yeah, got my own hotel, got my own little free meals at the hotel, and then it came to nighttime, and I'm sitting in my hotel, and I'm like, holy crap, I feel so alone right now. Like, I have never been like in that sort of just like so vulnerable. I'm like, my parents, my family, my friends are all this far away. I don't know what this ship's gonna be like tomorrow. I'm freaking out, right? Um, I turn on I haven't even been in a hotel room alone before, let alone alone and knowing I'm not going to see anybody for 6 months because, like, it's so expensive to see people on the ship. Anyways, turn on the TV, and I never watch TV. I took it out of my room. No TV in that corner anymore. Oh, just guitars and amps because I don't know. I just don't like it. I like making stuff rather than watching stuff. But anyways, so sitting there and I turn on TV, and then I Shouldn't Have Survived This comes on. I watch like a whole show of this girl like getting trapped in the Grand Canyon, and like her dog runs away, and like she's like about to die, and like it's awful, and she's like collecting rainwater. And moral of the story, her life sucked way more than mine did right then. I'm like, you know what, Discovery Channel, you made me feel so much better by just putting that show on right now. Anyways, the ship was great though. Got on it, made it almost actually. I remember slamming the door in my boss's face the first day because my agent lied to me about like selling CDs. They wouldn't let me sell CDs on the ship and all this, and I was freaking out and stuff. And anyways, I don't want y'all to think that's what I am, but I was. Bottom line, I am surprised I made it past the first day. I almost ran off the ship on the first day, but I don't really care what people think about me, so that's what I'm telling you. Anyways, though, I got to meet a lot of sweet, like awesome new people, um, and I got off the ship, laid on a lot of beaches in the ports and stuff, and that sort of made everything a lot better. Most everybody sort of the term drinking like sailors totally applies, and yeah, so there's not much else to do on the ships, and you just gotta really be careful. If you ever decide to work on a ship, just don't drink that much. You can't get into bad patterns. But anyways, yeah, met a lot of cool people. went on one excursion into a jungle in Belize and did cave tubing, and that was really fun actually. And I used to be scared of like water, like deep water that I couldn't see in. It wasn't deep, but I couldn't see in it, and we're going through like a dark cave with like bats in it and stuff, and probably poisonous snakes, and I'm glad I just didn't think about it. But that was a great trip. Saw a wild pineapple like just growing on the ground. There was a tree that was bleeding black stuff, and I guess if you like touch it, you gotta go to the hospital or your skin will like just fry off. Anyways, that was cool, and it was pretty sweet just uploading stuff on like the internet, like from tropical ports, like sitting in the Bahamas, like drinking a Coke that's actually made with real sugar and not corn syrup, and just uploading a YouTube video or like Skyping somebody. That was one of the bad things I was at. The internet was so slow on the boat, and it was $20 for 2 hours for the crew. For the guests, it was like ridiculous expensive. But yeah, pretty much the practice for playing 4.5 hours a day in front of an audience. It's almost like that was my living conditions. And at first, when I was on the boat, that's really what kept me going. Is just knowing that I was making people happy. And like outside of that, I'd finish. You're like, what do you do? You only play for 4.5 hours a day. I have to work for 8 hours a day or whatever. Or like I have to work like 50 hours a week. I'm like, okay, yeah, like I know 4.5 hours a day is freaking sweet, but not when you're singing for 4.5 hours a day, because like it's straight up like trying to do like bicep curls for 4.5 hours a day. Your arms are going to fall off. They're just going to straight up rip apart. And so that's the equivalent of your voice because it's just another muscle. Um, but besides losing my voice various times through the ship and at the end of the cruise, I had lost my voice for 2 months. I could not sing, and I was very scared. That goes on to a whole entirely different subject, but that was a huge lesson in my life is that just, you know, what I take for granted, like something like your voice or like your sight or like your hearing, like losing my voice was like losing something so important. I couldn't socialize when I got back and stuff, and it was really rough, and but I made it through. The ship was a great experience. Losing my voice was a great experience. I was like texting my friends on my phone and like showing them it, like just so I could talk to people, and like did a lot of reading, did a lot of writing, and that's why. On the ship, in my free time, I probably wrote like 50 songs and like two like notebooks worth of lyrics, like just sort of notebooks like this, or like two of those full lyrics. And yeah, so now I got a whole another CD ready to go, and got a lot of emotion put into it from times when I was down and didn't have any family or really close friends for a while to start on the boat. But yeah, anyways, great experience. Glad to be home though. Gonna stay on land. Wouldn't do it again. If y'all think it's the most amazing thing ever, you know what? I think you should try it out. But do not just keep your mind open and just know that you might not want to do it again. There's things that you just don't know till you're on the boat. But anyways, yeah, I don't suggest doing it. But if you're a musician, go play on the boat for 6 months and then take what you need from it. But anyways, y'all are awesome if you watched to the end, and I'll catch you next time. I'll probably do another cover or something or an original song before I do another blog. But yeah, have a great night. Hope you enjoyed this blog, and I'll catch you later.